Today, right here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel, I'm going to give you guys the one-stop shop RPO defensive coverage. No adjustments needed. This will bag bubble screens. I don't care if it's trips tight end, bunch tight end, quads, you name it. If it's a bubble, we're going to stop it with this defense. Lock in, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Let's go. Now, stop me if you've ever heard this before. You don't call enough cover 9. Now I know what you're saying, Zan, how is a cover 2 side of a defense going to stop an RPO? And the answer is hidden in the match rules of this coverage, because this cover 2 side of cover 9 is not your standard run-of-the-mill cover 2 zone. We're going to be breaking down why these match rules are perfect for stopping bubble screens. So with this defense, when you are on auto flip, cover 9 defenses will put the cover 2 side of the coverage to the nickel corner side and the nickel corner side to the side with more receivers. Obviously, that's going to be the side that usually you're going to face a bubble out of. So this is going to make this a very, very easy counter for a bubble screen. Now, with this particular coverage, the match rules are as follows. The soft squat is going to relate to the outside receiver. This is called the number 1 receiver. The vertical hook has a little bit of a different matchup depending on what the route combo is. But let's just make this real simple. He's going to relate to the number 2 or the middle receiver in a trips. And this leaves our 3 receiver hook defender to relate to the number 3 receiver. The best way that I can illustrate this is that if I were to not run a screen at all, and I were just to send Cooper Kupp to the flat, you will see here that if I have this 3 rec hook closer to that player, he's actually just going to chase it into the flat, meaning that we really can't throw that. So you can kind of see the writing on the wall here as it pertains defending a bubble screen, which brings me to my next point. If you guys enjoyed this video, again, make sure you are subscribed right here. I'm dropping invaluable knowledge Monday through Friday in the mornings with shorts in the afternoons for you. But also make sure you take the time to open up a tab and head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is at the forefront of all the coverage solves every single year for the most prominent metas. Right now, you guys know how hard it is to stop bubble screens, RPOs in general, the bunch meta, the trips tight end meta, you name it. It's all broken down in my match coverage game plan. This game plan has been updated frequently since the launch of the game to encapsulate all the most popular trends that players run online. Whether we're talking about the bunch X nasty meta with the speed table route and the out route to the receiver, or the hot routable RPO glitches, or bunch tight end bubbles, or quads formations and how to cover them. I've got setups for everything on the website. On top of that, we have countless film studies. So I get a lot of feedback here on the channel that I don't do enough gameplays where I'm talking through my thoughts. That actually is housed on Gridiron, and I've got so many film studies for you guys to watch against high-level opponents, where I show you guys the tips that I'm breaking down here on the YouTube channel, but also on the website as well. Make sure you guys take time to hop into our Discord community where we have our lab sessions. We just had a heck of a lab session this past week. It's on the website archived for you guys as well. So if you can't attend a lab session, it's always there for you to watch after the fact on demand. So make sure you guys go check it out. It is the best deal in the tip space. So back to the bubble screen. Now here's the issue with a bubble screen. You're going to have times where this 3 rec hook is in a linebacker role. What this means is that if you end up with him kind of in the box against the RPO, he will kind of play the run component and be a little bit late to the flat. So if I run this over and over and over with no adjustments on the cover 9, you will see that it can be a little challenging. But here's the cool part. You're seeing this on the outside with no actual pass commit to speak of. We're still getting a really good effort here by our soft squat defender. You see right here, he runs to the inside immediately, gets underneath the block and makes a stop. So that's a good start for like a trip style RPO, but it's not going to be so great against a bunch tight end RPO. Here's the really cool part. If I pass commit, this will basically get rid of the run fits that you will notice for those linebackers. So as it pertains our 3 rec hook, when I pass commit, it tells him, no, just go play your pass assignment. Now from this position in the box, this is a little bit challenging, but you see that he beelines out to the flat, and I don't pick up any yardage on this play at all. But I can make this a lot easier by shifting my linebackers over. And of course, we could always walk our safeties down. I tend to play with mine on close and pinch anyways, so they're in the seam area so they can't hike throw down the middle. And then you could pass commit from there. And you're going to see that this is going to be nearly impossible to throw. And again, if you guys have good play on ball skills at this spot, it's gonna be a pick six a lot of times as well. So this is just one of many examples where a cover 9 defense is going to benefit you against a bubble screen. Let's go to one that not a lot of players are talking about in our community right now, and this is the RPO alert draw out of the gun empty quads. The reason that this is such a pain in the rear formation to defend is that there's a quarterback blast in this formation to keep you honest, stopping the run up the middle. But let's go ahead and show why the cover 9 defense is something that you can employ against this, even with quads to this side of the formation. Now I'm going to make sure that all my 4 receivers are on the wide side, give this as much room as possible. Now you see right here, the one little thing that is kind of a pain about this is that our 3-rec hook is, for whatever reason, the inside most guy. I don't really understand why that's the case, because traditionally when you run cover 9, it lines up like this. So you would imagine that they would be bumped over this way, but that's okay. That's all we're going to do to make this fix is I'm just going to move this 3-rec hook over here, and then we're ready to roll. Okay, so if they throw a bubble screen here, I want you to watch how that 3-rec hook bites underneath, and that's now a pick 6 to the crib. This is an RPO that a lot of players call, okay? Now, I know some of you are probably saying, well, Zan, how do we defend the blast with that? Well, that's not necessarily the point of this video, but a little bit of free ball knowledge for you here. One of my favorite ways to defend this is I like to take my user and I get back about 6 or 7 yards off the ball. This makes it so the center will actually double team either this D tackle or this D tackle, and it allows me to run up the middle. So you'll see when this ball snapped, I could actually just fly up the middle on the draw version of this while we're defending the RPO. But if it's actually the blast version of the play where it's a direct run up the middle, that's okay as well, because we're still going to be able to shoot this. I just move this 3-rec hook to the outside, and I take this quarter flat defender in the cover 9, and I see it about 7 yards off the ball. So again, we lock in. You see this fly through the middle, usually good enough. They don't typically block you with the center on this play. Okay, so pretty easy to do. Now, the cool thing about cover 9 is that as long as you have a play in your playbook that has cover 9, you can defend a bubble screen. This is really quite easy. So let's go ahead and run a formation I don't even actually call here. So let's go to single mug. I know a lot of players actually do like single mug because it's home to probably the best Texas stunt in the game. So when you're talking about defending maybe a quarterback blast or whatever, you know, maybe that could be, you know, something that you would like. So what you might do is just spread your linebackers, get your 3-rec hook out of the box, maybe do a little bit of a pass commit. And then I would just probably bring this guy down here to kind of clean up the inside run. But if they throw the bubble screen, look at my 3-rec hook sliding underneath and making a tackle for minimal gain. Now, of course, if you want to move that out further, be my guest. I would actually recommend doing that just because, you know, in the single mug, that spot that he shifts to when you spread the linebackers isn't super wide. But again, you see right here, look at how he just slides underneath and makes this play. I mean, it's going to be a pick 6 quite frequently, depending on who you're putting at that spot. If they flip their play, guess what? All you do is reset your play to flip yours. It's going to flip with them. And you just go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So now you see we're ready to roll. They snap the ball. Look at that. Completely shut down every single time. There's nothing to it. Any bubble screen in the game, run a little bit of a cover 9 defense, keep it in your audibles. It's a really, really good way to slow down such a good quick snap tactic that a lot of players like to run. One other thing that I'll leave you with here, if you're dealing with RPO read bubbles, which are 2x2, with this, you're not really going to need your 3-rec hook defender so much. Just be advised that there will be sometimes some situations where the vertical hook might hang out a little bit. The obvious thing with bubbles on like doubles is if you could have a flat defender out there. So you see right here, I've got my cover 4 side of this to the bubble side. Probably the better option, just because what that's going to do is allow for him to just be able to play that. So you see right here, like if you go to throw that, that's going to hit him. You don't need a 3-rec hook against twins. You really only need it against trips or quads. But I'm going to leave that there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. One-stop shop for defending RPOs. Hope you guys liked it. We'll see you guys later. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab and good luck.